my question for you is, how do I keep myself from edging God out, from ego, with all of the hubbub and all of the ego-driven Hollywood that is? I'm kind of having a hard time with that. I don't necessarily know how I should go about it, or do you have any wisdom?
I don't have any secrets for it. The answer to it is to the things that you want for yourself, that your ego wants, the fame, the money, the prestige, the awards, whatever it might be that, that are part of the whole profession that you're in. Want those things, that inner satisfaction, that joy, that excitement, that feeling of having accomplished something, the feeling of being recognized, loved, and so on.
I love it. It gets me up in the morning. Yeah. I love, I do improv on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
I just love it so much.
Yeah, here's the key. Want that more for other people than you do for yourself, and act that way. Just want that, whatever joy that is, for whoever you meet. The next time you sit down at a table to have dinner, want what you want from the joy that you feel in acting and in improv and so on. Want it for that waiter. When you stay in a hotel room and a lady from Mexico comes in there and cleans your toilets and so on, want it more for her and make her feel as important as you want to feel yourself. In other words, take the attention off of you and place it on others, because our ego is the part of us that really has come to believe that who we are is better than and more important than, and so on. And begin to do that, which is the way I live my life. Finding joy in serving others. And even as you apply that even to your acting, it'll make you a better actor. When you get out of, how am I doing? I wonder if they're going to like me. I wonder if I'm doing my lines right. I wonder, all of the things that you might be thinking about. And it was like when I made The Shift, it took me about a week of being on that film set and doing to make The Shift myself. And I remember when I was doing one of the scenes that I was doing, it finally hit me. Well, I wrote this. This is. I don't have to. I don't have to follow the lines that anybody else says. I just have to be myself. I just have to, whatever it is that and I let go of all of my attachment to the outcome and how well I'm doing and whether I'm up there with people like Portia de Rossi and Michael DeLuise and so many of these people are very famous actors.
By the way.
Yeah, everybody in that film is just unbelievable. We just showed it here on Maui last week to outdoors under the stars. We showed it to.
Cool.
It was just beautiful. And I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh my God, it's not at the top of the bestseller list, and it's not in the theaters, and it's not this, and it's not that." I just continuously have a knowing that I believe in so strongly. And everybody that I encounter, if you were to walk up to me on the beach here in Maui and say hello to me, I would say, "What hotel are you staying in? What room are you in?" And that night I would walk by and I would put a movie on your door. I've done it hundreds and hundreds of times. And Hay House sends me the films to do this with. And every single person that I meet, I give them a film. And I say, don't keep it in your library after you've watched it. Pass it along or watch it again. And I will have 10 million people watch it. And it doesn't make there's no way that I could think of this thing as ever being a failure. I think it's one of the greatest things I've ever been associated with. And it's that internal kind of knowing. And it's not about me and being a movie star, and we're joking about all of those things. It's really about, being aligned with your purpose of really making an impact and helping to shift the consciousness of this planet so that we can save it. That's basically what it's all about. Because I don't need any more money, and I don't need any more fame, and I don't need, I've done all of that. It's just that it's that connection to an inner sense of, this is my purpose, this is what I'm here about. And that's what I would say to you about getting rid of your ego. Do it for others. Do it for others rather than yourself.
So it's like creating a sense of what I'm here for, how I'm going to live this life that I have, and doing it in the service of others, maintaining a sense of spirituality about yourself, maintaining a sense of compassion and caring and love and decency for everyone that you meet, treating conflict and difficulties that come your way not as something for which you have to win or to master, but in fact as opportunities for you to see how you can transcend these things and not to have to use hatred and anger and bitterness and beating somebody else down in order to get to this higher place. It's very much a place of peace, and it doesn't mean like abdicating your role in life. It doesn't mean that you can no longer be an architect or that you can't be a salesman or whatever it is that you choose to do for a living. It's much beyond that. It's the way that you are, not what you're getting out of the way that you are. It's that wonderful work of art that your life becomes. that you begin to see that I can make my life unfold exactly the way the universe unfolds, with a real sense of perfection and harmony and peace for myself. And the more I do that, the paradox is that all of the things that I chased after so hard and so diligently show up in your life just the right amounts.